So today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Legacy comic pack. It happens to feature Darth Krayt and the Imperial Knight Sigel here. And to me, this is one of the most iconic comic packs that we have. Darth Krayt is a very striking character, very striking appearance, and so is Sigel actually. So to me, when I think of the Star Wars comic packs, this is one of the first ones that come to mind for me. It is a pretty expensive comic pack. It's not very cheap. I did find this on eBay a couple years ago. I've actually won it in an auction, and I got it for less than $100, which I feel pretty proud of. But it's a pretty nice set. I'm glad to have it in my collection, and we'll take a look at the figures a little closer here in a second. But first, I do have the comic book here to show you. Very nice image of Darth Krayt there. This was comic pack number 22. So if you didn't know, the Star Wars Legacy, I think it is more of a graphic novel actually. This takes place about 150 years after the original trilogy. You can see there's Darth Krayt there, some of the other Sith. I think that's like Darth Warlock and maybe Lord Malaval there. Still have stormtroopers at this time. And if you didn't know, Darth Krayt was actually Ashrad Het, who also has an action figure, who was a Jedi during the Clone Wars. And his father was Shrad Het, and they're both were Tuscans. And for somehow, I'm not too sure of the exact details, but Ashrad Het is frozen in a stasis, and then he comes back as Darth Krayt. Stormtroopers here kind of look like the First Order jet troopers a little bit. Interesting. I have read a little bit of this comic book series. It's interesting in its own way. Featuring Indiana Jones there. And the Force Unleashed line. Have all those action figures right there, which I'll review eventually. The Force Unleashed 30th anniversary action figures are some of my favorites to date. And that battle damaged Darth Vader is very nice as well. So that's the comic book. We'll take a look at Darth Krayt first. Lots of good detailing, very good silver paint. Like I said, I think this is one of the most iconic comic pack action figures we've gotten to date, and probably will ever get. Kind of reminds you of something that you might see in Lord of the Rings. So in terms of the articulation, he does have a ball joint at the neck there, and then he has hinged shoulders and hinged elbows, which go about 90 degrees. Swivel wrists as well, then swivel waist, then swivel hips, then hinged knees, and no articulation in the ankles. Well, he stands pretty good on his own, or, well, I keep it stand on most of my action figures anyway, but he doesn't really have a problem standing. He has a stable stance for the most part. So in terms of accessories, technically his helmet here is an accessory and it's removable. Looks really good. Definitely looks like a slightly older version of Ashrad Het. Really like the tattoo markings he has. And his helmet here fits pretty good. And you can see his eyes through there a little bit. They did a pretty good job with that. Technically his shoulder armor here is removable as well. They both have pegs that you're able to take that off. And then he also comes with 2 lightsabers. This one I have on an elastic band. There's no way he'd be able to hold that lightsaber without it. Unfortunately, mine's getting kind of brittle, so I'm afraid that in time it's going to eventually break apart and I'll have to put a new one on. But it's kind of like he's using the Force for that particular gesture. And he holds the other lightsaber pretty good in this hand. Pretty good detailing. Very unique lightsaber hilts. So that's Darth Krayt. Next we'll take a look at Sigel here. So she's an Imperial Knight which served the Empire. They're Force users, but they don't follow the Jedi or the Sith. I suppose you could say they're gray Jedi. You have the Imperial logo there. There are 2 other Imperial Knights that were released as well in a comic pack, which is Antares Draco and Ganner Krieg, which I also have those 2 and we'll do a review of eventually. But she has a little bit of a brighter red armor compared to the other 2. The other 2 Imperial Knights have more of a maroon color. Pretty nice detailing in this action figure as well. It does have a hood here. Doesn't really stay up very well. And it looks kind of awkward, so mostly better if you don't use it at all. In terms of the articulation, she does have a ball joint at the neck there, and hinged shoulders, hinged elbows. Goes about 90 degrees. Swivel wrists, or swivel waist, and then swivel hips. Then hinged knees, and she does have hinged ankles as well. Might need a stand for her. She does kind of an awkward stance. I kind of do this so she doesn't have that weird stance on a stand. And her only accessory here is just her lightsaber, which they have a silver blade or a white blade, which signify their neutral status. And this lightsaber blade's not removable. The other 2 Imperial Knights, you can take their lightsaber blade out. And it fits pretty good in her hand. And you can get it where she can hold the lightsaber with both hands. Not too bad of a head sculpt there. But anyways, that's all there is to say about this pack. I would definitely recommend this for your collection, despite the price. Like I said, I think this is one of the most iconic comic packs that Hasbro has released. When I think of comic packs, this is one of the first ones that come to mind. And they're 2 both very important characters, very iconic characters. You can't go wrong with having Darth Krayt, and Sigel is another Force user that helps round out your Jedi and Sith collection. And because of that, I would recommend it for your collection. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more reviews. There's going to be plenty more to come in the future. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. And thanks for watching.